Hi there. Welcome back for a little visit. What a rare thing. Two videos in one day, but I'm doing a bit more work on the book I'm going to use for when I do my December daily collage challenge with Barbara from 49 Dragonflies. Pardon me. So hold on, let me catch you up because I did a bit of work off camera. I've been using my metal doodads. Let me get those out of the way. Let's get these out of the way. Okay. Sorry about that. There we go. So I have got the pages from that Jan Brett book put down. I love how it turned out. I hope it's not too shiny. I hope you can see. Let me turn off this light, see if that's a little better. I can work for half an hour with without my overhead light going. That's fine. So here, took the guts out of this. It's an old Reader's Digest book, not so old actually. I think we discovered it was 2015, so not very old at all. Took the guts out, and I did exactly what I always warn. I put my blade right through the cover. Am I ever glad that if I had to do it, it was on a book, first of all, that's just going to be for me, and it was on not an old precious book. It was a 25-cent Reader's Digest book, and not even an old Reader's Digest book. Now, I've got a bit of glue here, and I want to see if I can roll that off. Sometimes an eraser will roll off dried glue. No, but it is scratching off, so that's good. Okay, that makes me happy. Oh, good. That came right off. Excellent. All right, so for anyone who wondered, the pages that I glued it on, I just used Mod Podge. Just a nice thin coat. This paper is a heavy paper. It's not as heavy as scrapbook paper, so I did have to keep reminding it to lay flat by doing this while it was drying and affixing itself to the book cover. So I only did these sides, then I flipped it over after it was dry, and that's when I brought the edges around so that it's all nice and finished on the sides. Now I want to put a book plate right there so that it just has a title. I think I decided on, I'm probably going to title it maybe Christmas Past, something like that. Now I have to do that next because I can't put in my end papers until I put that book plate on, and I can't put my fabric on until I have my end papers in. So this is what I chose for end papers. It's again from the wonderful stash of scrapbook paper that was gifted to me. So they're going to look like that, and I like it. I used my little trick with using my antique linen to give it more of a yellowy look. This is actually the paper, so you can see what I did to it using distress inks. So I went all over it with antique linen, and then I went around the edge with gathered twigs to make it look more vintage than what this was. So I really like how they turned out. So I'm going to put those aside for now, and let's go ahead and put let's put the book plate on. Now, I'm going to stand up and hopefully my arms won't get in the way. Now I want to see, I'm just looking for a ruler over here. I just want to figure out a way so that I know I have that even. Yes. And I want it, I need to have room for the fabric over here. So I just want to nestle this book plate right into the reindeer's antlers. So I'm going to hold this in place. Now I want to see, yep, okay, that's good. I may turn it this way, that way I can get it a little smidge further down. Let me see, yes, that's what I like. All right, so if I don't budge that, I can, so I'm just using my pokey tool, my awl. Come on, wow, this is one tough cover. There we go, I felt it go. Now I'm going to leave that there and hold it in place. I want to make sure that it's even. There we go. And I'll use my other awl. You don't have to use two. I just find it easier. That way if I bump it, it stays pretty well in place. I just bumped the phone, so sorry about that. There we go. All right. And now I can pull these out. There we go. That's good, but I want to really put that through. All right, now here's something I do, because you can see here that the cardstock gets displaced when the awl gets poked through it. So I usually will grab my box cutter and shave that right off. It's not going to appear anyways, because we're going to put down those nice end papers. And that just will make sure that your end papers don't have any lumps and bumps when you glue them down. You know what, I think I need to put a new blade in. I just find that, you know, you might think, oh, we'll just mash it back down in. No, it's never quite smooth. That paper just really needs to just be shaved off and removed. This is really tough chipboard inside that book cover. I'm quite impressed. I'm just sort of feeling it. oh boy, I am definitely changing this blade when I'm done. Did I turn on my... Oh yeah, I did. Okay. Just wondering whether I turned on my timer or whether I was going to get cut off again. All right, that's better. Let's close that. Let's try this again to make sure. Another thing I did was this was, it was a slightly unpleasant shade of gold. So what I did was I used my handy dandy Krylon 18 karat gold pen and I colored it, and then I colored some tiny little brads to go through. So, and then I will be sticking the paper into the, I knew the words would find my mouth. I'll be sticking the paper title down in there, so I want to make sure that I've got that at the top and not at the bottom. All right, that looks nice. It was too good to be true. Little stinker. All right. Okay, you and you. There we go. All right. Where's my knife? Okay. And that just holds down nice and secure. There we go. Beautiful. Okay. I'm happy. Let me put my awls away. I tried a few out. I have a few. My Crafty Crush sent me a bunch. So I wasn't sure. I really love this long skinny one. It's quite unusual, isn't it? But if I wanted to be able to include the reindeer antlers and have room to put my fabric, this one just wasn't going to work. And I really liked the gold over this. This is an oiled brass sort of shade. So that makes me happy. And of course, I usually like to see what it's going to look like when there's a piece of paper behind it. It's just me. So let me find a little piece of paper. Okay. Come on. I'm here. Didn't wander away. Well, I sort of did wander away, but I'm still here. I'm in yelling distance. Let's see what that's going to look like. Oh, that's nice. That looks really pretty. Let me lift it up so you can see. So now that beautiful reindeer has got a book plate. I think I've decided that its title is going to be just simply Christmas Past. Now, and papers. So this and papers. Now, something I do just makes me feel better. I usually will just put down a strip of masking tape. This is contractor masking tape. It's not painting masking tape. Contractor masking tape, the really good quality, the Scotch brand contractor grade. Where are we there? This, if it's not removed, if you leave it in place, I believe it's within 72 hours, it becomes permanent. 3 days, yep. Remove it before 3 days or else you're not going to be removing it. So that's a nice thing to know in case you want to be able to use tape that eventually becomes permanent. All right, that's better. That just smooths that a bit. And that gives us, see how that's going to be nice? Ooh, now you know what I'm thinking? Ties. Now's the time. Now's the time. Get it? All right. Let's find some, what color? Red? Do I have enough red? Oh boy, I think I have just enough red. Let's see, and let's see if the red would actually look nice or if it's overkill. Okay. Now, if that's the red, no, you know what? It's not going to work because the fabric I want to use on the spine is a different red. So that looks silly. It's a beautiful red. I would use that. I might use that on little Holly. I'm going to leave that out. All right, so I wonder if I should just go with just a tea-dyed off-white. You can't go wrong. And here's a lighter one. This one's just crinkled and not tea-dyed. Oh, I like that too. That's kind of snowy. This is sort of a bag of just stuff. Of like, it's ribbons, it's seam binding, it's sort of a catch-all. Well, let's pull you out. Let's pull you out and I'll make a decision. So, I do think I like this one better than this one. I like that. So there, decision done. Now, how much have I got? That's probably too long. I never know how long to make ties. So I often will try and imagine, okay, that's enough to tie, a little bit of room, and halfway in. So that will probably be enough. To make ties. Maybe there. You can always trim it, right? There we go. All right, so let's find our halfway. So if it is 8.5, that means 4 1/4. 8.5, 4 1/4. So I usually will just draw a line so I know approximately where to glue down my ribbon. It's 8 3/4. It's not 8.5. Well, that's all right. I'll still do. That's interesting. Gosh, Gosh, I'm so bad. 4 1/4 from that end. Okay, we'll do it that way. I'm not going to argue with it. Gosh, those of you who are good at math and rulers and that, you must really wonder what I'm doing. Fortunately, my eye is pretty good, and I can usually eyeball things, and I can usually look at them before I do anything that's not fixable and notice, hold on, that looks crooked, or yeah, that's nice. All right. 3 in 1. So I usually just bring my ribbons in about halfway into the cover. It's wider. There we go. This spreads out quite a bit. There we go. Come on, you. It's curled up underneath itself there, and I just don't want it to leave a bump in on my end paper. Yeah, look at you. You're being a nuisance. I might just cut that off because I'm not going to need it. It's trying to dry on me, so I got to move. There we go. All right, that's fine. I just want it smooth. Right. You. So who knows? I may be thinking too much of my own Christmas memories. Here I am thinking, oh, wouldn't the grandchildren love this? Or wouldn't my own children love this? And you know what? They could very well be going, all right, who gets this? Who knows? But it's therapeutic, right? I'll be able to relive some of Christmas pasts and think about happy times. And then if it ends up in the recycling bin after I'm gone, I won't know. I'm going to be over the Rainbow Bridge. There we go. All right. Oh boy, I'm closing in on myself again. I got rocks in the way. I got cups of brads in the way, awls in the way, scissors in the way. All right, so. Oh, that's going to look really, really pretty. All right. Let's do it. So I'm using an acetone based glue. This is 3 in 1. You can use Fabri-Tac. I just find that for something as important as really nice smooth end papers, an acetone based glue is the way to go. You will get a nicely glued down, nicely smooth end paper. This is a situation where you do not want to use a water-based glue. All right, I'm going to stand up and plop that down. And the nice thing about the acetone-based glue is You got a little bit more wiggle time. And I have to be able to cover up those marks from the illustration in the book because I took the front cover out of a book. I'm going to put this fabric underneath it so I don't scratch my book plate. There we go. I keep thinking, no wonder that spine is good and sturdy. It's barely 5 years old, maybe 4. Things that make me giggle. I love that side too. Isn't that pretty? Looks like beautiful wallpaper. Better make sure I keep this upright. Uh-oh. Whew. Boy, what a time to look and see whether I had it right side up. Oh my goodness. I could have sabotaged myself. Now don't worry about that little white part showing that was from the page out of the children's book. It will get covered with the fabric. I'm not going to have time to do that part on camera, and 2 videos is enough for me for one day. I'm just going to cover that the way you would cover a spine for a little golden book junk journal. Just do it the same way. You're going to want a long strip of fabric, double the length so that you can bring it up this side and cover it over, and that way both sides have fabric. And then everyone knows how to put eyelets in with a crocodile. That's easy peasy. And I'll be putting in, I think I'm going to put in 3. I think 3. 1, 2, 3. That will, I want it big enough so that I've got room, because I'm going to be collaging and gluing in a lot of things. And I think that's going to be plenty for 24 pages, like front and back, adding up to 24. And that will give me lots of room so that it doesn't end up too crocodile-y. But that is, let's tie a bow and see. That gives me room there. Oh yeah, that's going to be very pretty. Isn't that nice? All right, well, we're at 28 minutes. I didn't promise 30. That's first thing in the morning with your coffee. I'm going to finish putting this on the spine, and I'll post a photo later on, either later on today or tomorrow morning, of how it looks finished. So take care and have a great rest of your day. I don't think I'll be back today. Hopefully, maybe tomorrow morning. We'll talk soon. Bye.